What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Matteo's Corner. We're just going to jump right in because I don't want to waste any time. I'm quite interested in what this book we found is going to hold. Let's just really quickly read what we got here as like a general idea where we left off here. So Julia found a book and she's looking through it and she's trying to figure out what kind of person this Warlock Agathon person was, or is, I hope. Oh, that's such a cool picture too. Man, such good art in this game. The more I read, the clearer the image of the person becomes. He's been working under the High Regent for 15 years. There's an underlying shame in the way he... Oh. There's an underlying shame in the way he talks about Tremere magic. He always describes himself as too slow on the uptake, too late to learn something, too much of an amateur. Oh, she smirked. He was really into tying his self-worth to his wisdom. The entries beginning in 2012 are terrifyingly regular. The handwriting is extraordinarily neat. The author's absolute dedication to his studies is palpable. If there's anything to his unlife besides work, it's his relationships with the three important women he holds dear. The first is his master, Aisling, whom he reveres for her knowledge, stoicism, and willingness to experiment. I was hoping to find some details about her secretive work here, but no dice. Looks like he was willing to risk someone finding all about his inner life, but not anything that could harm her studies. Well, yeah, because he holds her in high regard, right? So that makes some sense. A good pupil serving a mentor. I'm jealous. Whoa. So if I hit square, it does the next one immediately? That's weird. But maybe it's just... I didn't mean to do that. But maybe it's just excuses? He strikes me as the kind of person who spends most of his time inside his head. Doesn't sound like someone you could have a fulfilling romance with. Alright, let me just make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, I did miss something. Shoot, I missed a lot. A good pupil serving a good mentor. I'm jealous. The second is another warlock, his ex-lover, Juno. Oh, the Juno incident! Uh-oh. Whom he feels guilty about. They had a conflict in which Aisling was involved. Having to choose between the two, he chose Aisling. According to Agathon, there was never real love between him and Juno. First, it was just shared interests, then a growing disconnect, and ultimately guilt, which made him feel responsible for her. Huh. Interesting. Wow, I missed quite a lot. Oh, she's thinking about it. Should we dwell on it, or should we keep going? We can dwell on it a little bit. Oh god, Julia, this is not the time to revisit the time you pettily perceive as ground zero for your fucked up mental state. I mean, it was worth a try. Anyway. Last but not least, Agathon's... Oh, wait for that to finish. Last but not least, Agathon's mortal grandmother, Sylvia. She is the light... She is the light of his life and the person who took care of him after his parents died in a ritual murder. Not quite what I expected. Wow, this guy has a very interesting backstory, doesn't he? Jeez. I'm kind of, like, intrigued. And I still want to know what the decision between Aisling and Juno was about, because that actually might be very interesting. Where were we? Here we go. Family used to serve a cruel vampire in Mexico City, and it was retribution for their escape. Interesting. She was the lead Tremere. She was the lead Tremere used to track him down, actually? Oh, wow. That's interesting. Wait. So, are they saying that the vampire in Mexico City was the one who was trying to track him down, or was the grandmother originally the one? I don't know. He was keeping her alive for a long time, but a few months ago her heart gave up. Agathon blamed his insufficient skills. The kind of man who carries the entire world on his shoulders. Oh, that's why he went full on into work. He felt guilty about his grandma's death, the Juno incident. Left alone with Aisling, he drowned himself in work and eventually burned out. But it doesn't sound like Sylvia's death was the only event that triggered his depression spiral. There was some kind of incident back in... Oh. There was some kind of incident back in 2019. He doesn't cite specifics. Another thing he was worried about writing down? It's all vague mentions of a person who made him fly too close to the sun. Ah, an Icarus reference. I appreciate that. I'm a man of Greek mythology myself. I appreciate a good Greek myth from time to time. Whatever happened, it had the same effect as his grandma's death. New York stopped feeling like a home to him. It became alien, empty, grotesque. His words. I checked the first page. There's a recent photograph of him glued to the inner side of the cover. He's facing away from the camera, only showing his profile, and striking a rather dramatic pose. At first, it looks kind of poserish to me. However, upon closer inspection, it seems like a goodbye photo. The final melancholical glance he throws in your direction before disappearing for good. There's also a single black feather. No idea what that means. Something's written next to the photograph with a lot of flourish. It looks like a poem. More than annoyed. Sad. More than sad. Unhappy. More than unhappy. Suffering. Oh, this poor guy. More than suffering. Abandoned. More than abandoned. Alone in the world. More than alone. Exiled. More than exiled. Dead. More than dead. Forgotten. The Sedative, 1917, by Marie Laurencin. Looks like he wrote it down recently. It might have resonated with his emotional state over the past few months. More importantly, it seems to confirm his intent with this diary to me. The general idea... The general idea seems to be, his research will outlive him, so he doesn't even detail it. Still, he wanted some kind of tangible memory of who he was left... He wanted some kind of tangible memory of who he was left for posterity. But that's not all. There's still a mystery to be solved. Quite a few of the pages toward the end are missing, but it doesn't look like they were necessarily removed to redact information. They were torn off, in a way that makes it clear the paper wasn't ever used. What's more, the preceding pages are empty as well. Ooh, now we're getting somewhere. Okay, so let's recap here about what we just learned about this guy here, right? So this guy that we're reading about, he made a journal to talk about who he was as a person and his... He basically had a thought journal, right? There's a thing that a lot of people do when they feel like really high anxiety or even like a depression, or some people just really don't have those problems and they just need to really get certain things under control mentally, psychologically, whatever. They write down a memoir, they write down a diary, a journal, whatever. And here it seems like this guy was so focused on his work because he had all this crap happen to him in his life. Like, we just read how his parents were killed in a ritual murder, his grandma and him escaped, he lived in New York with his grandmother and tried to keep her alive for as long as he could. At that same time, you know, he started working with Aisling, and then Juno happened, and then Aisling and Juno had made him choose between the two of them, and he chose Aisling. And might be connected to the mysterious Juno incident, but we don't really know right now enough. So, after all that happened, and this other thing that happened in 2019, supposedly, he also lost his grandmother, which made him spiral into a depression. So he really felt like he needed to just disappear. Felt like everything he did didn't matter. He felt like his work will outlive him as a person, but nobody's going to remember him as a person. So he left the journal for someone to find so that they could remember him as he was and not the man who's tied to whatever it is that he's doing. However, now we're finding that there's these torn pages, which makes it clear paper wasn't ever used. And it makes me wonder if he took the pages with him to write something down. Maybe there was something on the pages, and I don't really know what's going on. But I think that's a general idea of where we're at right now. God, this is getting so interesting now. What's more, the preceding pages are empty. Could it be that that's when it happens again? I notice a bizarre shape in my peripheral vision. Uh-oh. I turn to catch a glimpse as fast as possible, but it's already gone. If my heart could beat faster right now, it would be jumping out of my chest. It's discomforting. I've been seeing these apparitions ever since I turned into this. The worst part is... Oh. The worst part is... I feel they were always there. Even as a mortal, they were there. Sometimes in the corner of my eye. Disappearing when I tried to look directly at them, making me think it was just my mind playing tricks on me. But when you're part of the Night Clan, there are times they don't disappear. There are times they talk. Times they try to force you to do their bidding. And worst of all... No, I don't want to think about it right now. Still, in my experience, they aren't exactly, I don't know, consciously malevolent. This one in particular was trying to help? I open the book on the first empty page and look around to make sure nobody's staring. Then I cut myself using a razor I keep in my pocket just in case. It's not a deep slice. Just want to let a droplet of Vita fall onto the... Gosh darn it. Fall onto the page. There we go. Gosh. I know what the word was. I just want to make sure there's nothing else. That's when the letters appear. Oh, there's the ghost. I saw it. Uh-oh. Oh, it's this guy, Callahan. Look at... Whoa, what the hell was... What was his voice? I don't remember. I'll have to make a new voice for him. Look at me, a trick clown. No longer confident that any of my people can be trusted. I turn to a spick. A Camarilla spick at that. Reserved contempt. Oh, it's Agathon. Oh, I like his jacket. What are you waiting for, boy? Laugh at me. Ridicule is all I did. Nothing. Was he mute? I wonder if he was mute. Come on, don't just... like an idiot. You want to say something, say it. Oh. Interesting. What the hell? This is the last thing I expected to happen. This diary's haunted. Oh, more skimming through. A series of quickly changing sentences and images composed of shadows and blood give me a window into another reality. It's not an objective... Oh. It's not an objective view. It's like scattered remnants of emotions, similar to a half-remembered dream, full of holes, but an honest expression of one's mind. Might it be interacting with me? It's just a hypothesis, but I don't know why else it would show me Callahan. And was that Ellis Island? Right. This time I don't even look in its direction. The voice makes me feel oddly confident about what I need to do. I pick up the feather that was in the diary and dip it in my Vita. Then I write down contempt, compassion, confusion, Let's try contempt. Let's try contempt. Oh, we need to give him a voice. You sold out your ideals long ago, old man. You're a shithead, a coward, a bigot, a failed leader, hated by everyone serving you. Of course I have nothing but contempt for you. Good. Fine. Some honesty. Now we could talk to each other like equals. It doesn't feel like this is the way these events took place. It's more like a way to explore Agathon's emotional truth about the way it all unfolded. In any case, the diary is... Oops. In any case, the diary is reacting to me, and some shade of the truth is better than nothing. It's a handy tool, and if I use it right, I might find some clues that could aid me in my investigation. Do not overuse this diary, Julia. That's not good. I don't trust it. This reminds me of the diary from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I don't trust it. Do not trust it. At all. There are a few thoughts floating around in my head, like alien entities trying to make their way out. Is that also an effect of the diary's power? Let's try... Death, destiny, and dream. Let's try destiny. I'm curious. What is the destiny you see in front of you? There are two paths I see laid out in front of me. The first one is freedom, bought with a horrible price. The second is utter and complete debasement. But you haven't decided on one of these paths yet. No, but choice might have already been made for me. God damn it, what are the two of you talking about? Why did you meet? Let's try Ella's Island. Why did you pick this place to meet, anyway? It's secluded. And in the air here that makes all the blood magic go haywire, which is especially important. Because of me. You're still afraid I might be the part of the experiment? No. Because... Devil woman. Blood running cold. Uh-oh. All the scribblings disappear and another set starts taking their place. Ooh, we're getting somewhere, guys. We're getting down to the murder mystery. The diary conjures an image of a completely different place. I instantly get a feeling of déjà vu. I process the space differently. Oops. I process the space differently. The atmosphere is different, more familiar, homely. But this is unmistakably the Tremere Chantry I visited earlier tonight. And standing there is just the person I'd expect. Uh-oh. Looks like that's it for my meeting with Callahan. God damn it. But what if the person he was talking about and eliciting a strong emotional reaction from was Aisling? The diary awaits my next command. Let's try why. High Regent. Why? Why? You can't be you can't be serious. These resources, and I wouldn't be able to provide all the needed materials in a reasonable time frame all by myself. It's quid pro quo, and it's not like my research isn't helping I'll kindle it in a run. I don't feel comfortable being a part of this at all. I always thought we were busy with science, not politics. These are the words of a child, Science has always relied on politics, and politics on science. Not like this, High Regent. Don't embarrass me, Agathon. Not like this. The moving scribblings disappear again. I hastily let another drop of blood fall on the page. What appears this time is another familiar face. Oh, it's this guy. Ah, yes, Agathon. What is it that you wanted to tell me? Wait, what is that you wanted to tell me? Oh. Oh, you goddamn rat. You goddamn rat. I beg your pardon. The harpy vanishes. Yeah, right. As if I could ever gather courage to say this to your face. The least I can do is try to stab you in the back. The diary ends here. Gosh darn it. Oh, we ran out of leads. The diary page ends here. I spit a little more vitae on the page, but it no longer works. I suppose that's it. Still no idea what happened to Agathon. Is he alive? Is he dead? Maybe Dakota's right. I've been a glass half-empty buzzkill too often. I will brace for the worst, but hope for the best. The way he left his diary for someone to carry on his work hints he strategically left inside it. He's got this all planned out, no doubt about it. I choose to believe I will see him again one night. Maybe I'll even compliment that jacket he has. Yo, you should. That was a cool jacket. That was a cool jacket. In any case, I think it's time to pay a visit to the art hole. Here we go. I know Arturo tends to leave the Elysium quite often to take in some fresh air and message people on his BlackBerry, so I just wait till I see him. The tactic works. He's surprised to see me. Miss Sawinski, shouldn't you be busy with your investigation? I am, actually. Which is why I've come to see you. That's peculiar, because I'm absolutely sure I have nothing to do with this case. Aren't you barking up the wrong tree? That's what I'm here to find out. I assumed you'd want to see Thoro. Yes, sure, I suppose it's commendable. What is it, then? Oh. I have reasons to believe that in the last few months, you, the High Regent, Aisling Sturbridge, and her child, Agathon, were involved in a secretive scheme. His expression changes ever so imperceptibly, but the difference is palpable. For the first time ever, he looks at me as a person. Up until now, I was just an amusing diversion. Now I'm something more, and he doesn't like it. What gave you this idea? Not at liberty to say. If you really want to know, ask the sheriff. Of course Kadir doesn't know anything. But he's the only one in the court that Arturo has repeatedly failed to influence. He'll think twice before approaching him. I fail to see how this matter relates to the task at hand. Oh, you little shit. It definitely does. You son of a bitch, we got you now. We got you on something. I have every reason to think Baron Callahan was involved, and that he might have had grounds to fear for his life because of said scheme. He's tense now. Do I have the upper hand? Oh, we'll have to find out next time. Gosh darn it. I hate how I ran out of time so fast. But, wow, so we really got some answers out of all this. Like, I am very, very surprised at how much we've gained here. We didn't figure out why Agathon was meeting with Callahan, but we found out that Aisling and this other guy, what was his name? Arturo. We found out that those three were in cahoots doing some secretive shit. And now it's coming back to haunt them. I'm super stoked to see where this goes now. I'm actually hella excited. Alright, well, but like I said before, that's all the time we have. So, thanks a lot. Excuse me. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good one today. I will see you next time for more Shadows of New York. Bye-bye.